Hello, welcome to Your View. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. Always, I don't do this alone. I have my lovely co-host here. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Murayo.
YK into building.
Oh.
How you doing?
Good morning. Oh, I think they had a glitch.
Yes. So I like your pink and blue combo
you,
today
thank
with the
you,
tie.
thank
Why
you,
was
thank
first it was bow tie this week. Now is a long tie.
That's what Tolu said to me this morning. Muna is a tie thing.
How do you, YK?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. And you?
I love your makeup.
How are you?
Great.
We never ask you, so let me ask you.
That's not true. I always ask her.
You do?
Yes.
But we always take up all the time and she
I'm
doesn't
doing
have any time to
all
say
right.
anything.
My daughter isn't feeling so well, so
Oh.
she's
Which one? You know you have two.
the twin.
Michelle.
Michelle isn't feeling well, so taking her to the doctors today to see if she's okay.
Yeah.
Her body was hot all night. I couldn't sleep. You know, pressing, getting the temperature down all night. So it's been
Why
crazy.
is that always a woman's duty?
Ah.
When do we now
let's not
start
even
sharing?
You are the nurturing spirit.
The man will just sleep off.
The baby comes out of you. It doesn't come out. The man, his own contribution is pleasure.
Why
My
His
husband,
own is
I will
pain.
get up maybe at night, maybe go to the toilet and say, bele.
Mariah.
Go right back
So
to sleep.
if we say that that's a woman's role, naturally, you know, I found out from this, my mentorship program, that the people who are doing successful in their business are also women.
No, but men are doing well too. The top,
We
the
have-
richest, Forbes.
Well, you may
Multitasking.
have you may have a man open the line of business, but the people who make the business grow are usually women. I hear that it's ego. Men, they're looking for work, so you graduate and you're looking for a white collar job. But the women, they will graduate and they're still doing business on the side. They're so
They don't have a choice.
industrious.
Anyways,
That's the nurturing spirit in
we're
the
starting the
women.
hot topic already. Let's find out how
Yes.
you're doing, Jumoke.
I'm doing very well. I'm going through a mentorship program that is very nice, and it's
Who's
allowing
mentoring
me.
you? Are you mentoring somebody?
She's
Or
not
mentoring
mentoring
you?
Well, I'm being mentored by international mentors, and they're mentoring me to mentor other people, help their
Oh, that's our
businesses
business?
grow. Yeah.
Oh.
And the things I'm hearing, oh my goodness, you know, that as you are getting ready to do good things, they're helping you plan how much do you need to buy a new car. Go and look at it. Prices, sit in it, feel it. Put it on a vision board.
We know this from church now.
But you also have, you see, it's the same principle.
Everywhere.
Say it, even if you're not a Christian, as far as you use the principle, it works.
Work. So in the line of following through
The new
with
car.
principles, shape me, I definitely desire a new car. My car AC fails every time. That's a story for another day. But I realize that principle means that whatever you put your mind on and you focus on it, tenaciously working on it, success will meet you along the way.
Right.
You know, so it's been a very, very strenuous journey putting together this event. Oh, people fail through no money and all that. But I've just kept on, and God has been faithful, and little by little, things are looking up. And so that just wants to encourage everybody that whatever you're doing, principle-wise, stick to it. There's a sowing time, there's a reaping time. Just keep on doing
Love
it.
your makeup.
Very nice.
Really?
Very true.
I didn't feel
Really
myself
matches your
today.
dress.
I didn't feel my hair, I didn't feel my makeup. So it's
right,
one of
yes.
those days. But
So I think we've that's a good, interesting
And we
one.
still have time to gist now.
Sit- there's
No,
time
we
to-
don't.
So find whatever you want, go and look for it, sit in it,
So
feel it,
guess
touch
what?
it.
This week I'm going to
Go
buy
cash
a
shopping.
new Benz, Mercedes Benz,
Oh, you want
brand
a-
new.
you want a Benz?
Brand new.
You want a band?
Yes.
I'll get you a band.
Mariah, that's the spirit. You have to give somebody.
Oh, before we run off, I forgot to have to mention that you have to apologize to the Castina State government. Last week Friday, we talked about this
The book?
The book. They said actually it wasn't from the government. It was actually a friend of the governor who printed this exercise book with grammatical errors, and people now thought it was from the government, and it wasn't from him, and that they didn't appreciate the fact that we kept making it look as though they
It
were
was from
incompetent.
the
So we
government.
apologize to you. We're sure you're doing everything you can to promote education.
And remove the book from the shelves.
And the book's been destroyed.
All right, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Starting with the Punch. Nigeria's 19 trillion naira debt. NESG, Rwani Utomi, others call for caution. Ghost workers, EFCC arraigns family members for manipulating federal government's payroll. Groups give Igbo 3 months to leave North. Ohaneze kicks. Buhari's wife returns from UK, says president recuperating. 3 policemen, suspect killed in Osun robbery. 2.1 million naira Nigerians lost their jobs in 2016. Court orders permanent forfeiture of seized Ikoyi 13 billion naira cash. Biafra TV, Boko Haram radio broadcasting illegally, says NBC. And finally, AGF charges Lagos, Ogun pupils, kidnappers with terrorism. Okay,
2.1 million
major
people
headline
that lost their jobs.
Okay, well,
well, I hope that they find a successful business to invest into. The major headline. So economic analysts, experts are saying that the federal government ought to, yes, Professor Pat Utomi is one of them, are saying to the federal government they ought to be very careful. Alfred Rawani is also one of them, that our 19 trillion naira debt is a huge sum of money. Pat Utomi said that you have to run a company like you would run your family. And if your debt profile is that huge, you need to slow down on borrowing.
Another thing, I think one other person said that then it's not, I think it was Rewani that was saying that it's not so unhealthy, the debt is not so unhealthy, but the issue is that the corresponding stimulation of the economy might be the problem, where you're borrowing so much, but you're not getting the corresponding
So the idea
revenue
is that we all
production.
agree that, and all the economists have agreed that the only way to leave recession is to spend your way out of it.
recession.
But the expenses are not reflecting in the economy.
Right, so we need to be cautious.
Exactly, because if you're spending to consume, you're paying salaries rather than capital expenses that can generate income.
Let's move on to The Nation. $2.1 billion arms, ex-air chief's son forfeits 20 cars and house. I have to read the quote.
Son.
In the course of the committee's work, it was discovered that Air Force funds were used to buy 20 choice cars for the son of ex-chief of staff. The boy was a car freak. Buhari seeks support for Oshibajo, says First Lady. Court orders forfeiture of 13 billion naira Ikoyi cash. And Forex users dump below the change as naira-dollar rates converge.
Mariah, apparently you have the main headlines.
That main headline was just there were actually three chief of air staff that were serving under ex-president Goodluck Jonathan. We have the Air Chief Marshal Alex Bade, we have Air Marshal Adesola Amosu, and Air Marshal Mohammed Diko. They're the 3 that have been investigated. One of them's son actually bought 20 cars. He never worked a day in his life, and he had to forfeit 20 exotic SUVs. And I think some kind of one house. The
average...
He has gone under. They can't find him right now.
And the average Nigerian child has to work from when he is small, hawking, just to eat.
Let's talk about our president's wife, Jare, who just came back from...
I wanted to take it to another paper.
No, let's take it here because all the major headlines are big.
Okay.
Yes.
YK, go ahead.
No, go on.
So, our president's wife returned back to the country yesterday, telling us that the president is recuperating very well. You know, and my only question to her, madam, why are you without your husband?
Is she a nurse?
Excuse me.
Is she a nurse?
I need to ask every one of you, if your own husband
is sick,
God forbid, will you leave him and be wondering?
I will visit him.
He's
not wandering around.
Excuse me.
She's not wandering.
Be visiting.
Hello.
You should be living with him.
I am not a nurse. She is not a nurse.
What's her job?
Hello, can I clarify something?
What's she doing in Nigeria?
Pause. Let her respond.
If it was flipped the other way around, if it was the woman that is not feeling fine, would you expect that she would abandon the family and activities to sit down with her?
Would you expect that the president will abandon Nigeria and sit down with his wife?
Because the president has a role. What's her own job?
She's the first lady.
Doing what?
She's not the first
She's
lady.
not even first lady. She's the wife of the president. But she has a life outside the man.
Exactly.
But she's visiting the man. She's not a nurse. The man has caregivers that are doing a good job. And he's recuperating fast.
God forbid.
A woman is more than a wife. A woman is more than a wife. She's a mother, she's a woman, she's a wife.
Guys, sounds like a hot topic. Let's calm down. I'll make it a hot topic later.
I don't even want to argue.
Okay,
my own view is my own view.
You're talking about two sides of your cheeks, Jumoke.
Let it count.
One, you want to be a powered woman.
That is my own choice. What's her own choice? What does she do?
She has chosen it.
What does she do?
Vanguard next. How investors get frustrated with Nigeria. This was interesting. I hope someone read that article. It's pretty interesting. Osinbajo writes Senate seeks approval for $1.4 billion. Court orders final forfeiture of Osborne cash to federal government. Aisha back from UK says Buhari recovering very fast. All right, so our investors, well, they said investors are frustrated.
Yes, they said all the investors are frustrated because all our websites, apart from that, they always budget money and send it to these people for website, internet, telephone. Everything is not working.
Okay, let me go to what Vanguard actually investigated.
Yes.
Vanguard realized that you're saying you want investors to come to Nigeria.
Yes.
All our websites are down.
Every ministry.
Those that even have websites, all the phone lines there don't work. They say cannot be connected.
The information is not up to date.
Less than 30%. So how do you expect investors to come and contact us? So but I think Enemale has said that they're working to rectify this.
The only one that has a telephone number that is working rings unanswered. That's external affairs. Yeah. Nobody picks it.
Well, do we really mean business? And that is why that's why the acting president had a meeting with all the permanent secretaries and ministry heads that this ease of business we want to implement is not my job. It is your job. They need to sit and do what they are meant to do to ensure that ministries are working well.
NNPC has nothing working.
If you are living in
China, they don't even have phone number. They only have websites. And when you go there, the website will do like this.
Okay.
So the point is that if you want to invest in Nigeria, you have to just come physically and travel to Abuja and start requesting. You can't make a phone call.
And then you get to the ministry.
The gates for
you,
right? You
have to know somebody.
Moving on to Daily Sun, YK. Arewa youth order Igbo leave our land. Masop, Afenifere, YM, others react. Yeah. Aisha returns without Buhari. Now I know where you got that from. Osinbajo asked National Assembly to approve $1.5 billion loan for 10 states. Ikoyi Gate court orders final forfeiture of recovered 43 billion naira. And robbers raid 3 banks, kill 4 policemen in Iwo.
As much as that robbery is very sad, Arewa youth.
Please, let me go to the Ikoyi Gate first. Then you go to the, because that one, to me, that one is a hot topic. The Ikoyi Gate, the judge has given the final forfeiture. Okay, nobody has claimed the money.
Yes.
So a lawyer now gets up and says, look, please, can you just give us, only that guy is a meddlesome, what was the English? A meddlesome interloper.
For real?
That's what the judge told the lawyer. You are a meddlesome interloper. What is your own business in this? He has forfeited the money. The lawyer was saying that, look, let's wait for the results of the investigation. The Osinbajo investigation. The judge said, if you want to find out, go to the website and go and find out the results.
Let's move on very quickly to...
I wanted to mention the Arewa. Go Arewa. Arewa youth are saying to the Arewa that the Igbos in the north, they're giving them 3 months to leave the north, and that their own brothers in the southeast, they better leave for their own protection based on the successful sit-at-home that the IPOB carried out in 5 states.
Obviously.
And this is very disheartening. I think that Nigeria, maybe we need to start to clamor further for restructuring. If every state is in charge of his own resources, no one will now come and start saying marginalization. But this is saddening. We're a united front. We should not start to divide ourselves. Confirm that nobody looked at that report.
What audacity does the Nigerian youth have to start telling some people, some
ethnic
groups start going back to
so
the
state? They asked the Shetima guy, they said, what have you gone to go and ask your elders? Those ones are the result, are the cause of the decadence in the north.
Yes.
So they're not asking them anything.
We're seeing something that the northern youth are actually rebelling. They are gradually realizing that, listen, they don't trust the leaders anymore. Everybody across the country is... So I think it's time for us, the leaders, to say that, listen, these youth are getting obviously unhappy with what's going on, and anything can happen. It's like we're ripe for, let me not use the word.
Well,
may we not be.
May we not be.
Okay.
But we need to really
listen
talk
to
about
us.
That's Nigerian youth across board. All right, that's all we can take on front page review. When we return, 2017 budget delayed due to grey areas. And later, Lagos motorists and the FRSC. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, as the nation eagerly awaits the take-up of the 2017 budget more than halfway into the year, the delay is getting the 2017 budget ready for implementation may drag beyond expectations. According to reports, the presidency, which prepared the budget and relied that the preferred leadership of the National Assembly unilaterally introduced more than 400 strange projects into the budget before belatedly passing it to the presidency for assent. However, the presidency has confirmed that it would engage the leadership of the National Assembly in some discussions to sort out whatever gray areas exist, even though it denied any plots to reject the document. Now, what are your thoughts on this delay? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, when I read this report, I was thinking to myself that we've not, for whatever reason, we've not heard the word padding, but we all know it sounds like padding. But nobody's saying padding here. We're just saying strange project. They're picking their words carefully.
Padding. Remember that was clarified few months ago that there's no word like padding in our constitution. So that's why we're not using padding. We're saying they will introduce 400 strange projects.
Okay, let's get the facts for those that do not know.
So is there a word like strange projects?
No, there's none. The presidency is riled that the budget that President Buhari presented to the National Assembly came back with 400 strange projects, and I'd like to quote them. They said, these illegal insertions into the budget presented to them by President Muhammadu Buhari last year do not in any way indicate that they were done for purely altruistic reasons. From the look of things, it is clear to us that the projects were added for pecuniary and political reasons, and they cannot help to advance the cause of the ordinary man in the society. Wow. This is where we want to take the argument for.
Let me also add, they also mentioned that the projects, the strange projects, like water, recreation center, electricity schemes, fall under the state and local government, which were never evaluated or designed by the presidency in the budget. So it wasn't even like we can't even verify if it was needed.
So as much as acting President Professor Yemi Osinbajo is eager to assent to the appropriation bill to move the nation forward, he's hampered by these 400 projects, some of them repetitive, because they are already covered in the budget presented to the National Assembly. There's also the issue of raising the National Assembly budget from 115 billion to 125 billion in a time of recession, where people are hungry, where the healthcare system is comatose, where the educational system is nothing at all to write home about. Somebody was writing me a mail to come and empower youth. The English was so appalling. I could not even imagine myself attending such an event. But that's the kind of graduates that we produce now. So the presidency is saying that rather than the budget to even be slimmed down in a way that it will represent the realities that we're in today, it was strange projects were added.
But in fairness, they want to go to court. Well, in fairness to the Senate, though, because Senate leader, Senator Hamad Lawan said that he defended the increase of the budget, saying that it will take care of vital projects such as the second runway for Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport and others. He also told the State House
projects.
Continue, Mariah, please. Just finish your quote.
Can I just because I read what Lawan said, and you know, for every year that there is a budget, we hardly see anything being done. We don't hear of any implementation. And if they want to do one road, they want to open one road, the fanfare
shuts down everywhere.
Is so, and you're just like, what? It's your work now. Do the road, and why all the noise? Because you want to open one. So when you're saying the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, I'm wondering for how many years have they been actually putting this in the budget and not implementing?
In replying the senator, I look at his reason, his defense is that there are specific projects they want to see to. Why didn't they pencil down those specific projects to the executives when they were doing this and say that we want you to use the budget assigned to you to ensure that these specific projects are seen to, not that you create an extra money for those projects. One. Number two, they increased their own budget from 115 to 125, cutting allocations to other federal ministries. That means they are rating the assembly more important than the education, than the health. For me, they are elected to serve people, to serve us. And you have told us that we are in recession and we should all tighten our seatbelt. Then you cough today and travel out for your medical expense. And then your children are all studying abroad. And you are depleting the resources to our schools and hospitals because you want to carry out you want to build one road. Or you want to do one project.
May I quickly say something? Please let me read quickly. The budget of the Nigerian police last year was 17 billion naira, but only 6 billion was finally released to it. The Nigerian police is 300,000 man strong. The budget of the Nigerian National Assembly in the same year was 120 billion, and every single kobo was budgeted and exhausted. The population of the National Assembly is less than 500 people. So when less than 500 people amass so much allocation to themselves, there will be kidnappings, and they will kidnap their children too. There will be thefts. There will be armed robbery. And our police will be comatose. Our children will come out unemployed. There was 2.1 million people who lost their jobs last year, and our National Assembly
exhausted their income. They exhausted their allocation.
Let me take this call from Borno State. Maji, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yes, I'm here, Morayo.
Morning, go ahead, please.
I wanted to confirm something from you.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm here. I wanted to confirm something from you.
Please go ahead, sir.
Actually, I'm the first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
When did TVC or you become an investigative panel?
We are very much investigative now. Go ahead, sir.
Investigating what? I didn't get that.
But see, my appeal, and that is why the outcry is much, and that is what why we're also talking, is that the National Assembly, and I'm happy that the Office of the Presidency has taken this to the Supreme Court, clarify what the job of the National Assembly is concerning the budget. Are they just are they meant to allocate or impute or remove projects, or just to appropriate the bill? When we have that, going forward, we would avoid some of these things. Their job is to ensure that we're supervising what is going on and making laws.
All right, let me take Marvelous, and I'll come to you, Waiki. Marvelous, are you there?
Hello, good morning, Morayo.
Morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning to your co-host. Morayo, to me, I feel that, yes, I will blame the National Assembly, but I will blame the executive more. If you check the budget, you will see some state projects like paying house rent for our students. Who are you paying rent? You see the feeding, this budgeting billions for feeding. You wonder what is the executive do. You should first start from the executive before they complain to the NAS. Those that live in glass house shouldn't choose to. They should first remind the budget. You see something like buying Ford. You see every year they buy Ford. So let us first start with the executive.
Okay, good point.
You know, I totally agree with what he's saying. And this, Jumoke sent this research of this Nigerian police to us the other day, and I was like, this is even a hot topic, because how can you give police 6 billion? And then you, National Assembly, are taking any quadrillion. It is ridiculous. It doesn't. They need to even restructure.
They're taking billions.
Billions or whatever they're taking.
125.
Compare it to 6 billion now.
Yes, 6 billion.
It's not comparable. And then
they didn't even give them.
Police, they are underpaid.
So they're even understaffed. The ratio of police to population.
Under-equipped, and they have to keep saying, Ogasa, wait till you carry.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't. First of all, what this country we first need to do, if you are going to serve, I keep on saying it,
minimum wage.
Minimum wage. Only the people that want to serve will go to the National Assembly.
I agree.
When you stop giving them all these excesses, to me they are all excesses.
Okay. Yeah. So let's read some tweets. Omolaja Olatunji says the initial budget that funding wasn't even sure for. Then you increase it again. What a joke. Oil price is falling and budget threatened. Basi King says God should restore Nigeria to factory settings. Tosi Jaye says we don't need 2 houses of assembly. Simple. Tiamiyu says as long as Saraki remains the Senate president, nothing good will come out of it.
It's not Saraki, it's the whole system.
Dev Rem says black areas have been painted in by the cabal to delay the signing until President Buhari arrives. Simple.
Right. We need to rush out, but obviously, a lot of things are happening. There goes the bicameral conversation again. That do we need the 2 houses? So everybody's bringing back these conversations.
Restructuring when they're giving them
minimum wage.
So you're only going there to serve. You're not hungry.
You go there.
And but would you want to go there with it?
Yes, I will go there because now I will want to serve, because now I will know that there is something that we're going to do.
Anymore. It's not about money anymore. Right. And then most of them, when they spend billions to go there, they're already millionaires. They're not poor. They're not the dregs of our society. They're not indigent. So if you're already a millionaire and you go to National Assembly, whatever business you were doing that made you the millions, continue doing it on the side, because they only come out 3 days a week anyways.
Right.
So pay them minimum wage.
I met a senator who said he left that place because the place is just too corrupt.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we have to wrap up on this segment. Hopefully, we just hopefully our acting president signs immediately so that we can at least get to work.
Look at it.
Because we need power.
6 months into
we know
Minister
Fashola needs money to do some work. He needs money.
Don't go there.
He needs money. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll discuss with FRSC. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. So the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, has ordered the temporary suspension of the state's road traffic agencies from operating on the roads. According to him, it has become evident that these agencies contribute to traffic challenges on our roads. Also, the FRSC Commission officials have begun clamping down on drivers using phones while driving on the highways, even with their hands-free. Joining us to clarify, because Jumoke was recently arrested, is the Lagos State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC Hygienist Omiji. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
I have to class.
So you can call on 07080668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read it. I'll let Jumoke go first because she was recently arrested.
When I was arrested I think it was last week, right?
Yeah.
I was quoting law. I don't have my phone to my ears. They did not say you cannot make phone calls. In fact, car manufacturers, they have speakers in the cars these days for making phone calls. How can you say, your guy did not even answer me? Madam, just give me your driver's license. I went to repent when I got there. So side by side, the new law that the Lagos State Governor, put in place, saying that you guys constitute a nuisance on our roads. So stay on the fringes of federal roads. Don't come on Lagos roads at all. I need you to clarify that.
Okay, let's quote the governor correctly here.
Okay.
Because I was at the Baga when the commissioning took place, when that statement was made. And if I can recall vividly, he said, and I quote inter alia, the VIO has been permanently put out of Lagos roads, while FRSC has been advised to stay on the fringes and highways. Emphasis.
Advice.
So the governor simply offered advice. And the advice the governor gave was quite consistent with the position of the Marshal way back in February. And that's why I came with this circular when the Marshal gave a directive that states where FRSC has been able to midwife state traffic agencies, that the commands in those states should actually leave the management of traffic within the metropolis or the city centers to the state traffic management agencies that we have been able to midwife. Now, if you also look at the FRSC Establishment Act 2007, Section 10 stipulates all the responsibilities of FRSC. Okay. One of them is that FRSC should encourage states to set up their own state traffic management agencies. The whole essence is for us to have shared responsibility, share the burden.
Okay.
Road safety is for everybody.
Okay.
So if we could successfully midwife a state traffic management agency like LASMA, in Ogun State we have Trace, in Anambra State we have in Edo. In all those places I am mentioning, if you go there, you will see FRSC footprint in setting up all those state traffic management agencies. Right. So it now behoves on the call that if you have successfully midwifed a state traffic management agency, you don't go again and start contending who will manage traffic within the city center. Yeah. That gives you the ample opportunity of concentrating on the highways where in the event of a crash, the severity index is always higher. True. Now, FRSC Establishment Act, it must be understood, gives the call the power to operate on all public roads. Okay. So, issue of saying don't let's stay on the highways has not in any way, it has not in any way abrogated that act, which is an act of the National Assembly. Okay. So what the governor did was simply an advice, and I know the position or where he is coming from, because incidentally, when he came in, one of the things that gave him headache was the issue of how can traffic flow in Lagos, and that necessitated the first Lagos Traffic Summit that we had in 2015. Okay. I was there too. I chaired one of the sessions, and I'm happy today to see most of all those recommendations we made on in that summit being put into action, okay. And you can now see traffic flowing. So you should understand where the governor is coming from for you to be able to understand.
The governor mentioned something that the road safety contributes to traffic gridlock, and I must attest that this happens. VIO. And VIO, because usually our office is positioned around the turning at the local toll gate, and whenever you try to turn, you notice that there are traffic gridlock. You would always find that it is whenever your colleagues come out, whenever your officials come out, that's when there's traffic, because they just stop the trailer right in the middle, and then they move them to the side. No, they actually flag down. The trailer. They don't stop trailer. They only stop cars. No,
opinion has we stop all vehicles.
They stop all vehicles. Yes. But at that junction, you stop any one of them, and then they park to the side. They're parking on the express. Usually, it definitely would cause traffic.
Now let's get it clear. There is no place in the world where you want to do enforcement that you will not naturally cause a little slowing down in traffic. Because that person, you are not stopping him on air. You are stopping him on the same road that every other. But when you now stop him, you pull him over, like you said. You pull him over to the hard shoulder. Unfortunately, if it is a place where you don't have good hard shoulders, that is where you can see that the vehicle you stopped has narrowed the carriageway. Okay, let me ask you a question. Ever since VIS and FRSC has, so to say, for us, even hitherto, and that is one thing that people did not understand. Look at the governor's statement. He said the fringes and the highways. If I give you an analysis of the Lagos roads today, you ask me, you will be able to say, which one is Lagos roads here now? The whole stretch of Ikorodu Road is a federal road. Yes, we know. The whole stretch of Airport Road is a federal road. Yes. Oshodi Apapa, Third Mainland Bridge,
to Expressway,
to all through from Oworo-Shoki, all the Third Mainland, all the way, all through. Yes. Lekki Ekpe, Lagos Badagry, all those roads.
Lekki belongs to us now. We are the ones that repaired it.
And we are the ones repairing the airport road.
You notice that recently the governor got the approval of the airport road of the federal government.
And it belongs to us.
So if you finish, you now say it is yours.
No, have you seen the design?
He has not changed. He has not changed anything in the classification of the road. So if you now look at all those major roads in Lagos, you discover that as a result of Lagos being the former federal capital territory, the whole of Ikorodu Road, for all you care to know, down to this end, is also a federal road. So which one now is your state road? It's only this your Ikosi road. And
Okay.
I like that.
That's why he coming here.
Okay. You called Jumoke.
Yes.
For the phone.
Exactly.
I use earphones.
Yeah.
Not to make calls, but to receive calls if I have to. And so I need to clarify, is it illegal to use earphones? Because I would hate to get stopped.
Yeah.
That's one. And two, if you say it is illegal to use earphones because it's distracting, if Jumoke is sitting beside me in my car and I'm gisting, is it not the same distraction? Will you kuku arrest the Jumoke in my car because it's distracting me?
Okay, let's get it right.
Yes.
I think we need to understand the whole concept, the whole idea behind saying don't use the phone. It differs from country to country. Some countries permit that you should even use earpiece and all those things. But I think you should understand that the whole essence of don't use phone is about distracted driving. That's number one. Two, you could pick a call while on steering that could just throw you off balance and you could crash. Let's create a scenario. Here's a woman who waited for over 20 years before he could have an issue. And he had a first son. And that's the only son he has now. And he was on speed, on top speed, and he was driving. And suddenly a call comes in, and you said your son is dead. How do you think that woman will react?
Or just had an accident.
Or he just had an accident. I mean, just he's had an accident as he's in coma. You definitely know that the reaction of that woman will be something else. Now, having said that, again, when you are on phone, we have always preached in defensive driving that driving requires 100% concentration. 99.9 is not good enough. We see people, we do it, but it's not correct. You're eating banana, you're smoking with one hand, you're driving with one hand, and all those things. You're eating granola with the other hand.
Oh, you're drinking water.
Or drinking whatever. They are all wrong behavioral. They are all wrong behavioral practices that you see people exhibit while on steering. Ideally, going by the National Road Traffic Regulation, at all times, your two hands must be on the steering.
That's why I'm asking.
Exactly. So the earphone or the Bluetooth has not reduced anything. It has not, because issue of concentration is what we are emphasizing here.
So will you arrest me?
If it is true that you cannot serve two masters at a time, you cannot be talking. And remember that
means nobody should sit down beside me in my car.
No.
Because I will be talking to that person.
Do you know that in educating drivers, you also even say that, like a passenger carrying bus, drivers are advised not to engage with the drivers so much into the distance, because when you are doing it, you are losing concentration.
Okay, what if I have my earphones? I don't know the call. I'm just speaking in tongues. And you think I'm on the call? Like I could just have my earphone and I'm just I'm scabashing on maybe I'm still listening to music and I'm scabashing. And you think I'm on the call? I'm not on the call, but you're arresting me because you see my mouth moving.
And apart from that, if you're talking about concentration, if I'm listening to music in the car, is that not lack of concentration? Because the music, I'm enjoying it.
But I wanted to clarify what the rule, what's the law? Because is it a crime? Like I know that Waska is your car too. You have the speaker, so you can just pick your call with the button, and you can talk to the person and cut it right there. Your hand is still on the steering. You just cut it there with the button.
But where is your mind at that point in time?
I'm talking about the rule.
I think we should.
You're advising us not to do it.
I think we should. Yes.
But it's not against the rule.
It is.
It's just not.
It is that you should not make call while driving.
That's the law. That's what I learned when I was arrested.
You shouldn't make a call.
Like
if you're scabashing, it's okay.
We can always prove it.
You can be scabashing.
Jumoke tried to be a pocket lawyer that day. And they said, can we see your
she was not using hands-free. She had her phone in her hand. So one hand.
Okay, yeah.
One hand was on.
Let's take a break.
And one hand was like this.
Let's take a break.
But if you're okay, take the break.
When we come back, we take calls and tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Do you have any tweets? Welcome back. Do you have any tweets? Yeah.
Okay, so
Adeni Adedayo says driving is no joke. It requires 110% concentration in a place like Lagos. Making calls should be totally out of it. Sunday Shoyemi says, good morning, officer. What are you doing about the public buses and drivers who seem to be free than the private cars? And Tokwe was saying something about emissions, that you will not stop the bus with the gas emissions.
Trailers.
And there are two questions for you, sorry. They say, why is FRSC so concerned about the fault with drivers? When they stop you and find out I'm okay, they frown instead of comment. My question for the guests is, how much is the cost of a driving license?
Don't worry. Omolaja also says, having the FRSC and VIO off the road brought great relief to Lagosians judging from fillers, but we shouldn't overlook the gains.
You have a call, but can you...
Emphasis.
Okay.
You said, but we shouldn't overlook
the gains.
Because you have said something about emission. Now, these are issues that in the near future, we will all be faced with some of these realities. I'm not saying that we don't have issues, you know,
pause it for a
but
second, please?
can we just look at it? I want you to see a situation whereby in no distance time now, all those rickety vehicles that we hitherto have been put off, you just start seeing those ones that their face is going this way and their nyash is this way, coming back again. All these emissions you are also talking about is part of, that's the part of core responsibilities of the
Let me take this
VIA.
one from Matthew. Matthew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good
Thanks
morning.
for calling. Go ahead, please.
First time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Please, I have a question for the officer over there.
Yes.
I want to find out, severally, men have stopped me, querying me that my mini truck don't have a, what's it called? Truck,
speed limiter.
Speed limit track. So please, how possible it is for us to get this speed limit track? The price come down so that we can go to any of your centers and install it.
All right.
The prices your agents are calling is just too much.
Thank you very much. What's that?
It's the speed limiter.
Yes.
The speed limiter that we started implementing in February.
That's what's the latest on that?
Well, the implementation is still on. And you remember there is a phased approach that FRS is employing. We're just saying, look, all commercial fleet operators should have a speed limiting device fitted in their car. The whole essence is to check on excessive speeding on our highways, which we have seen to be one of the major risk factors. And he was saying, how can he listen? I want to tell him that as we speak now, there's a company in Lagos that is manufacturing speed limiting device. So that obviously has also...
When is the deadline for us? So private cars don't need it?
No. It's a phased approach. We are concentrating on commercial fleet operators.
We have a question. He said, why is it that FRSC do not stop commercial buses on Lagos Road? Most of them don't have driver's license. This implementation of speed limit is, you are facing the commercial, the registered vehicles, and those ones rarely have accidents too. It is the local ones, the downfalls that tend to drive extremely rough.
Have you met a driver that has a driver's license?
Yes, definitely there are some of them who have driver's license. There are also some that they don't have. But it's not also good to say that we don't arrest them. If you go to almost all FRSC, you must see them because of the way they behave. You keep on picking them, but because of the number, it now looks as if you are not doing anything to them. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask about like Third Mainland. I've actually seen the speed limit. The speed limit on Third Mainland is 80 kilometers.
Yes.
But I see people going 120. There's nobody there to arrest them.
You want to jump in front of a moving
Okay, let me take Johnson.
You can't just jump there to...
I know, but you have FRSA have their cars.
The bikes.
And they go... So
let me
you
take
can
this call from
actually
Johnson.
flag them down. Because to me, they are endangering the life of everybody.
I agree with you.
Hang in there. Let me take Johnson. Johnson is holding for a while. Johnson, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay, Johnson from Amu Ward Office.
Go ahead, please, Johnson.
Please, there's a question I would have loved you to ask the officer there.
Go ahead.
I think the major thing that people are doing is even outside the objectives of why the FRC was set up. Now,
as against what they are supposed to do, they just come out, they stop you, and all they are interested in is just to fault. There's no room for correction. Or they find fault and just book you. It happened to me on Sunday. I was coming from church at my. They just stopped and said, okay, what is wrong? They look, where is your driver's license? Where is your this? Where is your that? And the young officer just said booking. So what are they? The booking, are they on the road just collect money, or they are there for the
good question. Thank you very much, Johnson.
May I add?
Very good question.
I was going to ask Bailey, Otumba Bailey's questions, who said, why are these FRSC people so heartless and unforgiving? One fault, and they make sure they carry you to the office. Similar. I felt like that also. Why can't you just tell me that, madam, and why did you have to take me to the office?
Right.
Okay.
It's a deterrent.
Thank you. And I think we need to understand how FRSC operates. And some of our approaches, education, enlightenment, enforcement, engineering, all these things are integral part of our design. At one level, you have to enforce. At the other level, you also have to enlighten. You've seen FRSC go to motor parks, talking to drivers. You've seen FRSC distributing handbills to the motoring public. Giving that you've not seen does not mean there's not. But next one I will invite you. We give handbills. No, from time to time, you know. You won't just be on the road every 24 hours saying you are distributing them. But at a point in time, you also need to draw the ear of that person and beat. Even at our homes, once in a while, you talk to the child and the others, or you pick the cane. So when they decide to book, is that they are using the cane.
Okay. So if you catch me, and I do like this, Joseph, please, will you still arrest me?
They will arrest you, right?
No.
You are proving logic.
Hold on.
Me, I will beg.
The big question is, will they still book you? They may not book you. They may book you, depending on my frame of discretion. There's a lot of discretion that is exercised on the road. And let me say this: over 90% or 95% of traffic law breakers on the road on a daily basis, you don't get to arrest them. In fact, you don't even arrest up to 1%. How many do you want to really? You do, as you are talking to this person, another person is doing another one and is still passing that point. But it must be one at a time. It's not your turn. Last week was Jumoke's turn. Maybe next tomorrow.
No points to me.
It shall never be my turn.
I'll let you take a second, but don't you think if every day everybody's talking about FRSC stopped me yesterday and they were actually merciful, they allowed me to go, they told, they warned me, and that news is getting on. Everybody's talking about the fact that FRSC is sending out warnings. Gradually, you are changing the minds. Yes, so even if you sanction 1, 2, 3 people, the others are saying, oh, they allowed me go, That will eventually change the mindset of a lot of drivers. And you will be seeing the continuous sanctioning, just say, those ones are all they want just to be arresting you.
You will be seen as kind.
Let's get it right here. It's just that on a daily basis, the officer that is going out there, there's a form he has that is called cautioned offenders form. He books, you see it. He cautions. He also takes details of the people he cautions. We do caution.
I know. I've been cautioned before.
Okay.
So take it.
So
I've never stopped anything.
Crazy Revise says that the governor himself knows that the presence of FRSC officials on the road is enough distraction to drivers. Kolawale says, please do not forget to ask him because of getting a driver's license. Oh, please.
I asked that one now.
I think he's 6'5" officially.
6,005.
Yes. Adebola says, can we listen to music and sing along while driving, or our mouth should not move at all?
Good question, because
because this earphone problem is what is so, because I have to be honest, I use earphones, and you will never catch me talking like this on the phone. You will never catch me putting like this, because I agree with you 100% that it's a total distraction, and they should be caught. But I will use my earphones.
I think everything in life is about moderation.
Okay.
We continue to preach consistently. If a call comes in, it is safer. Remember, we are looking at safety here. Yeah. Everything is not about law. Everything is not about. It is safer for you to look for a safe place, park after receiving or making the call. You continue with your driving. You understand? Then the person that says we are discussing, even when you are discussing with your passengers or you are listening to your music, what we are still saying is that please don't be carried away with the music.
I think it's the same way when, in churches, they preach that don't drink wine, but there's nowhere in the Bible that says don't drink wine. But it's safer to say don't drink alcohol. In excess. So that's the same thing. Just don't go there, right? Don't
because you can't really stop on Third Mainland if the talk comes in.
So just
like I have stopped on Third Mainland and somebody stopped me. So one of the bike policemen said, "Madam, you cannot park here. There's a car driver come and rob you. Move. And I was trying to make a call, trying to do the right thing.
Why didn't you use that place where the police are always that nearby?
She hadn't reached there.
Maybe she had passed there.
The good thing about this phone is that each time a call comes in, the number is always there.
You can even make a call
later.
That's all we can. Alright, that's all we can take on this again. Thank you very much, Hygienist, for being here. We always learn so much when you come around. Yes. That's all we can take on the show today. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Stop arresting Jumo.